かけ湯豆腐です。熱いので気をつけて召し上がってくださいね。
Izakaya Nobu is an incredibly wholesome cooking anime, and I don't think it gets enough recognition that I think it really deserves. Plus, I got more tofu I got to use up, so. Given the name of this video, you are going to need your tofu of choice. I like Ota tofu, it's local, it's delicious, it's easy to get. In a nice sized pot, we're going to actually make a little bit of dashi with these hondashi granules. You can make dashi from scratch with bonito flakes and seaweed and kombu, but I'm just using this to make the process a little bit easier. So we're going to take 1 tablespoon of that hondashi granule, add in about 4 cups worth of water, 1 tablespoon worth of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon worth of mirin, and bring it over to the stove and bring this up to a nice simmer. We want to cook this just enough for all of those granules to completely dissolve in your liquid. Now we're going to need a few vegetables, some mushrooms, some carrots, and some green onions. There are a little bit of greens in the video as well, but I couldn't really find anything proper. So go ahead and give your mushroom a nice clean with a little bit of a damp towel, and then we're going to go ahead and do this little cross-sectional pattern by diagonally cutting a little bit of a slit each way into your mushroom to get that kind of nice little cut to it. I don't know, it's a little aesthetic. Go ahead and peel your carrot just a little bit. You don't need too much of this, and we're going to cut about 5 or 6 rounds out of your carrot. Then we're going to give the green onion a nice little slice. This is just going to be the nice little garnish. Go ahead and take the ends and throw that into your stock because why not? Now I'm going to attempt this with some of the carrot. I'm going to try to cut out a star. I've never been good at drawing stars, and I failed at the star. Now we're going to take our mushroom and our carrots, and we're going to put those right into our broth. Now we're going to add in our mushroom and our carrots as well as a little bit more water, about a cup of water to this. Now we're going to go ahead and process the tofu. All you need to do is drain out all of that excess liquid that it sits in, and then we're going to cut this up into 4 nice chunks. Well, I guess 8 nice chunks. So go ahead and cut your brick of tofu in half and then get 4 nice pieces out of each of those halves. You want these to be pretty big. Now we're going to take those 4 pieces of large tofu and place them directly into our broth. We're going to simmer this for about 5 to 10 minutes, just enough to get the tofu hot and absorb some of those juices. Now for the ANKAKE part of this tofu. The ANKAKE just kind of means a thickened sauce. So to thicken this sauce, we're going to use 2 tablespoons worth of potato starch and 1 tablespoon worth of water. You're essentially making a slurry out of this. And again, you can also use something like cornstarch instead. You want to start slowly adding in your slurry. You don't want to add all of it at once, but you do want to bring this back up to a nice simmer so all of it starts to activate. If you were to pour all this in at once, it may actually thicken up too much. So just take your time and add in a little bit by little until it gets to the right consistency. You want this to have the same consistency as somewhat of a syrup. Now for the fun part. Look at this bowl that I picked up just for this ANKAKE tofu. Honestly, it was really adorable and I needed to have it. We're going to take 2 big chunks of our tofu for this bowl, place them right into the middle at first, and then drown this in sauce. You want to come up about halfway up your tofu. Place your mushroom as nicely as you can, and then follow that up with some of your carrots. I ended up using chopsticks just so I can kind of, do some like precision plating with this, as precision as you could get with ANKAKE tofu. And then finally, I'm going to go ahead and top this off with just a touch of grated ginger. This is totally optional, but it does brighten up the dish quite a bit, and I really feel like it adds a good dimension to it. Grate up just a touch of it and place this right on top of your tofu. Don't forget to scrape the back of the grater, that's where all the good is. And now gingerly, place the ginger on top of the tofu with a little bit of chopsticks, followed by a good helping of green onion. And there it is, our ANKAKE tofu from Izakaya Nobu. There it is, guys, our beautiful ANKAKE tofu. Now, ANKAKE, again, just means like a thickened, starchy sauce. So realistically, you can make that almost out of anything in this regard. It's fresh, it's super easy to make, it's gorgeous just to look at. But this is breakfast for me, so tofu is nice and firm still. It seems like it absorbed a lot of that liquid from actual cooking. I don't know if you guys can see that. It did change color, which is nice, but this is gonna be super hot. Oh yeah. Oh, and that fresh ginger. It does need a touch more soy sauce, just a little more salt, not too much. It seems rich, but it's really not, it's very luscious in a way. The carrots are nice and tender now. You want to make sure those are cooked through. There's a little bit of sweetness to it. Mushroom is still really meaty. You don't want to overcook it too much. So good to eat. So light, so luscious, delicious. Have you ever had tofu like this before? Let me know down in the comments below. One of my favorite ways of having tofu is cut, fried lightly in cornstarch with a little bit of salt on top of it. So good, to where it's still cold in the middle. My name is Chef PK, bringing anime and video game food to life. Get subscribed and remember, keep playing with your food.
Dump and a jump. Top when I speak, all cap with the speech till they caught up in the rapture. I'm so out of line with the phrase game. Let's take a break, been a long day.
Oh, I could eat that all day.